What is the big story of the week to you, Bill?
I think the bad economy news today, because this is the linchpin of whether the progressive movement gains even more power in America than it has. And the news today was not good. So
take us through it.
Well, let's start with Joe Biden visiting Jimmy Carter last week. I was actually happy that happened because I don't know whether you know this or not, but Bill Clinton and Barack Obama totally ignored Jimmy Carter. They didn't want to be, he was radioactive. They didn't want to be seen with him. They didn't talk to him. And whether you like Carter or not, he's a patriot. He did a lot of good work for Habitat of Humanity, as everybody knows. So
I think he's actually a nice guy. I think he's probably a very nice man.
He was never nice to me, but he's probably
really
is, because a lot of people mean to me. But anyway, Carter in my lifetime and your lifetime, Beck, because our lifetimes coincide, was the worst president for the economy. It was Herbert Hoover all over again with Carter. I mean, every blanket mistake you could make. There were gas lines and inflation and high interest rates and unemployment. It was horrible. Okay. So now I am predicting that absolutely could happen with Joe Biden. In fact, I'm not privy to the conversation, but I think Mr. Biden said, look, how can I screw up this economy? Can you just tell me how you did it, Jimmy?
Can you refresh my memory when nobody could afford heating oil? It was everybody should just wear a sweater. That was it, right?
Yeah, we were sweatering. What happened was that the Middle East did not respect Jimmy Carter at all. And the Saudis didn't like him, and they formed OPEC. That's when OPEC started. And the Saudis basically told the United States, we're not going to give you as much oil as you want. We'll dole it out to you the way we see fit. And that caused gas and heating oil shortages, so that Americans actually had to get in their car and wait for hours to fill up their tank.
I remember it.
Okay. And then when you wanted to get heating oil, those deliveries did not come on a regular basis because the heating oil companies didn't have the heating oil.
And by the way, you didn't only have to you didn't have to just wait in line. You had even and odd license plate days. So if your license plate ended in an even number, you could go on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and odd on the other days. It was insanity. Truly insanity.
Right. So now we have a president of the United States who's basically saying, look, I'm going to try to spend trillions of dollars that we don't have. All right. It would be like your wife walking in back and saying, you know, I'm gonna give all of our money to Bolivia and even more than we have. I'm just going to send everything to Bolivia. All right. And you're going, no, that's not fiscally sound. That's what Biden's doing. I mean, he's looking into the camera and he's going, I got $6 trillion that I want to spend because we're going to wipe out global warming. And you go, whoa, wait. China's building coal plants. Do you not understand that? So whatever we do is going to be negated by what China does. And there's Joe with the sunglasses on, you know. And then he's basically saying we want to control the economy from Washington, not the private sector that created all these jobs under Trump. Okay, we're not going to – no. We're going to tax them as far as we can. But not only that, if you buy stocks, which helps corporate America, all right, expand R&D, all of that, we're going to tax you 50% if your assets are over $1 million. So, well, the big players in the market, of course their assets are over 50%. So now you take a chance because the stock might go down, but if you win, Joe wants 50%. All right, so this is about as economically unsound as anybody could be. There isn't any economist except the New York Times people, and you know they're not really economists; they're communists, saying, "Oh, this is good." All right, so everybody knows this is bad for the economy. All right. But Joe's going to send you money. You're going to send you a check. We're going to, yeah. You're going to this $1,200 here, and so two states, Montana and South Carolina, basically said we can't now fill the jobs we have because people are getting so much money from Joe, they won't work.
Yeah,
it won't work. All right, so we're cutting that off. So if you live in Montana or South Carolina, you won't get this stimulus money anymore because those states are saying it's insane. You're creating a welfare state, which is exactly what Biden is doing. That's the big story of the week.
So let me ask you this, because I came out with this, I think, on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know if you saw the latest from Bank of America, but they talked about their, the investor calls. And all of these CEOs are talking about, why their company is doing well and what and the mentions of inflation were up week to week on those investor calls by 800%. It is the highest in recorded history of a spike in inflation talks about why we're not going to have the quarter we were going to. And so Bank of America wrote this, and I want to quote this to you. Inflation trends running hot as margins hit record highs. The mentions of inflation quadrupled year after year after last week's mention had jumped nearly 800% year over year. On an absolute basis, mentions skyrocketed to record highs, pointing to, at the very least, transitory hyperinflation ahead. What do you
I'm not smart enough to digest anything you have said in the last 30 seconds. I'm a simple man.
Right.
My math is ridiculous, but I'm going to tell you two things. All right. So I go to the gas station and I put the little nozzle in my car. I can do that. It took me 2 years to figure out how to do it, but I can do it now. All right.
Okay.
100 days ago, I was paying $1 less a gallon than I'm paying now. All right, so I'm paying $1 more on Long Island for every gallon of gas that I put in my car. And I'm doing self-serve here. I'm not having some guy named Lenny put the stuff in my car. It's me. And when I go to the grocery store, which I don't do very much, I have to confess, but I pay the bill, groceries here are up about 25%, Beck. All right? So gas is going up. Groceries are going up. I understand home building materials are going to go up. That's what inflation is. Okay?
Yep.
So what you could buy 100 days ago for $1.82 a gallon is now $2.82 a gallon.
So
now,
hang on.
People, go ahead.
I know they feel it, but here's what Biden says. Biden's administration is saying that's just because of COVID. People weren't making things, and so that's why things are going so high. It has nothing to do with money supply. Do you believe that?
I think we had COVID for just about a year since before Joe was inaugurated, I think, and we didn't have this. So I'm just a simple man, but I go, didn't COVID start about February 2020? Yeah.
Yeah, but people weren't buying things, Bill. They weren't buying things, and they had lots of supply on the shelves.
I was buying stuff. I bought gas.
I know.
And I bought food. See, you need food to live, Beck. See, that you had to buy food even if COVID was there because you'll die if you don't eat. Look, all I'm trying to tell you is this. Joe Biden does not have a blanking clue about how to run this country. And that is not a partisan statement or an ideological statement or a party statement.